So the Geula of Yetzias Mitzrayim was the beginning of all the Geulas afterwards. And we see this hinted to in the language of the Torah as well. Third line down on the top of Kuf Mem Tes. Al derech Yudush Yetzias Mitzrayim Hoysa Hachonol Matan Torah, as it's well known that Yetzias Mitzrayim was the beginning for Matan Torah, Achona, a preparation for Matan Torah. Where do you see it? Commissioner Kosov, as the Torah tells us, when you take the Yidden out of Mitzrayim, you will bring them to serve Hashem on this mountain. The purpose of going out of Mitzrayim was in order to get the Torah. The Gam she'iki inyan ha'geul v'cheres hoya b'shas matan Torah davke. Even though the main cheres, the main geula, was when we received the Torah, and we came out of Mitzrayim. Now, then we received the Torah from Hashem, and the purpose of coming out of Mitzrayim was to get the Torah. What happened when Hashem gave us the Torah? This is going into a really interesting view on what was the purpose of giving the Torah. The spiritual worlds and the physical worlds, up till the giving of the Torah, had stayed two separate realms. Even though that Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov did all the mitzvahs, learned Torah, and spread the belief and knowledge of Hashem all around, Avram Avinu had tens of thousands of followers. Nevertheless, nothing permeated the physical world. You didn't have a holy spot. Avram did Hachnosas Orchim, but there was no change to the tent. Yitzchak dug wells, means bringing out the hiddenness to the surface. But the wells were again just stayed wells. Yaakov, when he did the sheep, so the Zohar says that when he peeled the sticks and put them in front of the sheep, so they should all be born with striped and not regular healthy looking sheep, that was the same as what we accomplished when we put on tefillin. So that was his, but the sticks stayed the sticks later. So there was always a boundary between the physical and the spiritual till the giving of the Torah. So it wasn't so much that Hashem gave us the what to do. We call the Torah is Kihem Chayenu V'Yechimenu. It's our guide in how to live as a Jewish person. Every Yid needs that. At the same time, what happened by Matan Torah? He pulled apart this boundary between physical and spiritual, so that when a Yid does a mitzvah, you imbue the physical with ruchnias. That was what was accomplished by Matan Torah. So that's called a geula. The world was locked out of being close to Hashem spiritually, and now that barrier was taken away. So the world now could be redeemed, so to speak, the geula, taken out of just the feeling of existence. And the purpose for existence can permeate, and therefore you could take physical things like a cowhide for tefillin mezuzahs, like candles for Shabbos sticks, like building a house with a fence around it, a mica. All the physical mitzvahs that we do are taking physical things and using it out for a mitzvah. Permeating the physical, the spiritual. So this was what the Torah is hinting to. I took you out of Mitzrayim, Hashem is telling to Moshe, taking you out of Mitzrayim, in order to have a greater level of geula by receiving the Torah. Tavdon es Elokim al harazeh. The beginning starts coming out of Mitzrayim. That Hashem says, yeah, nature is not the natural order. So what are we going to do with that? I'm going to give you the tools in order to bring into the natural order all the physical stuff, spirituality. So when did that happen? When did that barrier, that decree in separating heaven and earth, spiritual and physical, when did that break? That disappeared when we received the Torah. But there were steps up to that. And Yetzias Mitzrayim was a springboard to be able to get to that. So that was that's what was meant by the total release by Matan Torah. Let's look again inside. Al derech Yudush Yetzias Mitzrayim Ha'isel Chonol Matan Torah. That Yetzias Mitzrayim was a preparation for Matan Torah. K'moshe Kos v'Hotziach Esama on Mitzrayim Tavdum Es Elikim Al Har Zeh Daigam She'ikir Inyan HaGeula V'Acheres Hoy V'Shas Matan Torah Davke. Even though the main Geula and freedom was when we received the Torah from Hashem, Ki Mekivin Shelifnei Matan Torah Hoy Sadain Exera Del Yonim Lo Yardu LeTachtenim Tachtenim Lo Yardu LeYonim. Because before Matan Torah, you still had the decree that the heavenly above spirituality could not descend below and above not go up above. Harim Movin Shad Matan Torah, that by Matan Torah, Gam Liyachri Yitzis Mitzrayim is Lehoisa Dynamitis Agul V'Achayis Dataina. That since we hadn't taken fully away the separation between spiritual and physical, even after Yitzis Mitzrayim wasn't the complete Geula. Nevertheless, it was a springboard in the beginning. We'll pick up in Mitzvah Hashem on Monday.